All right. What's up, YouTube gang? We are leaving the house now. Later evening. It's about 7 p.m. Heading to the gym for quads and calves. It's been a long day. This red cup in my hand has coffee in it, which is strange to see because I haven't had caffeine past noon in probably 2 years. So I just had so much work to do and so much stuff I've been doing that I put off the gym till later this evening, which isn't usually a big deal, but on a Saturday when I've been doing housework and do it yourself stuff and chores all day, I am kind of tired right now. So really don't like pushing it behind all my housework, because this is usually what happens. I get done all that and I exhaust myself, and then I get to that point where I'm like, frick, man, I wish I would have went to the gym earlier, because I do not want to go right now. Just feeling like taking a nap. But this is what makes the difference between, winning a show and not winning a show, or dropping that weight you want to drop, or not dropping that weight you want to drop, or coming in first place in that race you're training for, or not coming in first place. These are the moments that make the difference. Anyone can go to the gym or train their ass off when they're feeling it and when they feel great and when that's the first thing on their list that they had to do that day. But it's the times that you make it to the gym, or make it to your training, or make it through your run, step outside, walk out that door, and get to where you need to go to train when you're not feeling it. That's what makes the difference. So the biggest thing I've learned is, even if you're not feeling it, you feel like total garbage, aside from being like sick. If you're sick, really sick, take a rest day, get some sleep. I've had days where I was approaching sickness or feeling sick, and I went to the gym and banged it out, and it honestly sometimes makes it worse, and it makes your recovery a lot worse. But if you're just not feeling it because you've had a long day and you want to sit home and watch TV or whatever, or you're just not feeling it, we all have those days. The best thing you can do is just walk your ass out that door, get in your car, and drive to where it is that you train. Because once you get there, once you step out your door and you're driving, that's the whole battle. I mean, once you do that and you're in the gym, 9 times out of 10, when you start lifting or when you start training, it honestly turns out to be a good training session. I've had that happen a lot. Now, mind you, there are days where it's just shit. You don't feel it, you're not feeling it, you're tired, you want to stay home and watch TV, and you get up the gumption, you drive your ass to the gym, and it's just as shitty as you thought it was going to be. But hey, you're there and you're doing it. But most of the time, I do feel like it winds up not being a terrible gym session. Sometimes I've had days where, it's some of the best workouts I've ever had is when it's on a day when I didn't want to go to begin with. So, I don't know. That's my motivational spiel for the day. What we'll do today is going to be leg extensions, like usual. We're just going to keep those going strong, because those triple drop sets with leg extensions are every single time, just absolutely frying my quads. And that's what I want. So I want to pre-exhaust them, just beat the piss out of them with the first movement. Those triple drops do that. And then after that, we'll go on to some form of a leg extension, and then some form of a standing squat machine. Not sure which ones right now. We switched up a little bit last week. I might do the same thing. I used a machine leg press, which is a pin-loaded machine leg press, which is a lot different, and I haven't done that since I probably since at least November, before November. So I think we'll do that again, just kind of switch it up a little bit mentally. It was good for me last time. And then some form of standing squat machine. I'm not sure which one. Probably go home after that, hit a 30-minute walk with the dogs and with my wife. I was going to do it on the treadmill, but she asked if she didn't want to come to the gym today. She got to that point where she didn't want to go, and I didn't force her to go. I didn't push her. She's got a bunch of other stuff she's trying to get done, some girl stuff, get her nails done, shit like that. So she wanted to do that, and she said, "Do you want me to go to the gym with you?" And I said, "I'd love to have you there, babe, but I know the answer that you want is no. I don't need you there with me." So she's taking a little leave of absence tonight. My videographer's gone, so I'm on my own. But she does need the rest. So nothing really. If you guys have watched the last couple, nothing's changed since last time. So no diet changes right now. The only thing that's changed is that one extra fasted cardio session in the morning. Tomorrow's Sunday, and we are meeting up with my coach again. We're doing a live check-in again. Kind of kills my entire day because it's an hour drive and an hour drive back. Spend at least an hour there. Usually I work out there, but I think I might work out with Nikki here tomorrow morning, early morning, before I go out there. I'm not sure. That's up in the air right now. But all said and done, drive out there, drive back, and the posing session, it's a minimum. It takes up a minimum 4 hours of my day, which, this is the priority right now. This is all leading up to achieving the goal that I have set right now. So, I don't care. If it was a 3-hour drive, I'd do it. But that's where my head's at right now. If I didn't have a show coming up, obviously I wouldn't want to drive out there. But we're not training for second. We're training to do the best we can, and if that means driving across Tennessee to spend an hour posing with my coach, then that's what we're doing. So maybe tomorrow there might be some changes in the diet, but honestly, we've lost. We're consistently losing this week too, so he might leave it again, this will be the longest my diet's ever stayed the same since I've started with him. I think I was at 228.6 when I met up with him last week, and this morning I was at 224.8 or 224.6. So, we almost lost another 4 pounds this week. So he very well might leave it, which is fine. We still got, today's officially 9 weeks out. Still got 9 weeks. We're still gradually losing without changing anything up. So that's a good thing. If we don't have to change things up and we keep losing, then that makes it easier on me, because the more we take out of that diet, the harder it gets. And if we can save some of that for later and we're ahead of the game, then let's just do that. So anyway, that was a long intro. I won't leave you guys with an outro, I don't think. So we're here at Harvey's in the parking lot. I'm going to sit here and finish up my coffee real quick, and then I'll meet you guys in there. All right, guys, so we started with, this is actually a new machine for me. Haven't ever used this hammer strength plate loaded leg extension, and it's an isolateral, meaning you can work one leg at a time, so allowing for the workload to be distributed evenly between legs, which is something a little bit different than a regular leg extension machine while using two legs. You know, you might overpower or use more muscle with one leg than the other. This is a way to kind of mitigate that. So what we're doing here is our triple drop sets, which I've been doing with the bilateral leg extension machine as well. This is my first time doing it on this machine. I've never actually liked this machine. I haven't found I never found a proper way to set up on it where that pad on my shin doesn't absolutely torture my shin bone. But I found a way this time, and it was just a simple setting on the chair that changed things up. It's still pretty rough on the shin, but we made it work. And I really like the way the weight distribution on the muscle works with this as opposed to the cable machine. So it's actually just a little bit different, because with the cable machine you have a consistent weight load that's applied the entire range of motion, which is a good thing. But with this exercise and this machine, the weight is actually a little bit less towards the bottom of the range of motion, and as that weight comes up and the higher it gets, it actually gets a little bit heavier. So when you're at the peak contraction, it's the heaviest, and when you're at your full range of motion, or you're stretching that muscle out the most, that's when it's the lightest. So I feel like a good mix of both machines is really beneficial. So that's why I chose to do this machine today, because we haven't done it in a really long time. Last time I did it, I didn't like it, and I just decided, hey, let's give it a shot. It's worth a shot to see if it has some benefit. And it did, so I'm glad we did it. These triple drop sets, like I said, these are what I do with leg extensions, no matter the machine that I'm using. And we pre-exhaust the quads before we do our bigger movements, which one, puts your ego in check a little bit. So when you're on your bigger movements, you can't possibly do the amount of weight that you would normally. So you're more focused on your form, your contraction, your muscle stretching, and just mind muscle connection, and you don't have to worry about anything else. As you might have noticed, I've played with the placement of the weights on the two pegs on this machine. I think the farther the weight gets out, it adds a little bit of load to the top half portion of the rep. I'm not 100% positive on that, as this was the first time I did it, but I just wanted to see the difference, and I think that's what it was given, is just a little bit more load towards the top and peak contraction. So I enjoyed it both ways. Neither one of them was really super different from the other, but this exercise definitely fried my quads. Yeah. The face I'm making right there kind of explains that. So when I got done this, they were just absolutely shredded. Another thing that happened that was kind of weird was I actually pulled my calf muscle a little bit on one of these exercises here. Either, I think it might have been the first working set, and it's just strange. I've never pulled a calf. It spasmed so hard that it actually strained a little bit, and I'm actually recording this voiceover on Thursday, and I did this quad day. Let's see, I did this quad day last Friday, so my calf is just starting to be about 90% recovered from that. It's a very, very weird situation. I'm not sure what happened. I did not enjoy it, but happen nonetheless. So we're finishing up these here. We're gonna get through this triple drop, and then we're gonna go on to our machine leg press, which I don't think I've done in one of these videos before. So you guys will see that in a second, right after I get done with this triple drop, which is really torturing me and taking longer than it should. But you can get through it, little buddy. Go on, push. Come on, push, little buddy. You got it. One more. Come on, bang those out. Let's go. Come on, people are watching. Don't embarrass yourself. Let's go. Drive. Come on, get it. There you go. You got a couple more. All right. You done good, pig. You done good. All right, let's hit that next exercise. So here's the machine leg press that I don't think I have shown you guys before. So I'll do the stack on this one, and it's fairly heavy, but unfortunately it doesn't go heavier. But this one, I really just wanted to switch it up a little bit because I've been doing the same exercises quite often, and these last couple of weeks I've really needed a mental break from doing the same crap. So this one I played up with foot position a little bit as well. I did a little bit wider of a stance on the first set, which I think I felt a little bit more in my glutes than I wanted to. So you'll notice on the second set I bring the knees and the feet in to a more narrow stance to try to target the quads a little bit. I might start bringing my squat shoes back in to try to get a little bit more of an angle on my ankle when I'm doing these, because this is a specific quad day, and some of these exercises, it's with the platforms and the machine work, it's hard to target the quads exactly how I want to. So with that little bit extra heel lift, it might benefit the quads a little bit more. But I really enjoyed doing this machine. Switching it up, it was a good break. Felt really good. Quad contraction was good on this the second set. And we'll finish up after this set, and we move on to, trying to remember what we did here. I'm going to remember in a second. Oh yeah, we did the hack squat machine that I still don't know how much I like. Being tall, that hack squat machine that I use is it's not perfectly set up for tall people. So here's that second set with the narrow stance. And this is actually, I lied to you guys. I did that second set, working set, with a wider stance. This was a drop set. So I hit a drop set or a burner set after my last set with that narrow quad stance. Here's that hack squat machine I was talking about. I set up in it regular today, which I don't usually do. I usually have to do a funky setup because it doesn't feel good on my knees. But we dropped the weight a little bit, set up in a normal stance and a normal setup with it, a little bit narrow stance for the quads, and really focusing on controlled movement, a good squeeze at the top, and I'm trying not to lock anything out or get stuck in any positioning because I want to keep constant tension under the muscle. Hamstrings are actually starting to look good in this movement. Legs are starting to look a little bit peeled. We're getting there. And this was I only had a plate and a quarter on each side for this, and it was feeling good. But we did 2 working sets.